The celebrations that our nation's heroes receive in this day and age weren't always so friendly. Many Vietnam veterans remember all too well the negative and hurtful reactions they received upon coming home. Naperville resident and Marine Jack Shiffler took his experiences from Vietnam and now works to honor those who serve. Shiffler enlisted in the Marine Corps in 1965, and a year later, the 21-year-old found himself in Vietnam. He started out as an engineer, but Shiffler said that lasted about 15 seconds. He was now a grunt.
So I got in this truck and I asked the driver, I says, do we get a gun? And he says, not yet, not till you get to the battalion. I said, okay, so this is my entrance into Vietnam. And I thought, now what have I done to myself?
Shiffler spent the next year in Nam, standing guard and looking for the enemy.
Lucky to be alive. I shouldn't be. By all ways, shape, and form, there's about 7 times that I should be dead, and I'm not.
Shiffler made it back to the States alive, but many of his friends would never step foot on American soil again. And he remembers each and every one of them.
And we're out on a patrol one day, and Mama's son come out with a little baby. And of course, Harris says, here, hold the gun. I want to go see the baby. He said, well, to Mama's son, can I hold baby? She gave him baby. She turned around and ran. The baby blew up, and he blew up and cut him right in half. And all I saw was just his waist, and then he fell over. And I thought, why? You know, my first reaction is, why in the world would anybody kill their own baby? And it's probably because they were threatened. You kill a Marine, or we'll kill you.
When Shiffler and his fellow Marines returned to the States, it wasn't the homecoming they were hoping for.
I walked into the airport and I went in there 20 feet, maybe 30 at the most. And little gal, oh, she could have been 5'4", 5'3", dressed in an orange muumuu came up and she says, you're a Marine. I said, yes, I am, ma'am. He says, you're just back from Vietnam. I said, yes, I am. And she proceeded to spit in my face and started calling me everything in the world.
Even here in Naperville, the reaction of the people wasn't what Shiffler expected, not even in his own church.
And then he stopped right at his sermon point. He said, I had a pretty good sermon today, but seeing how we have one of those drugged up baby killers in the audience, I think we ought to talk about that. I went ballistic. Excuse me. My mother, God bless her soul, was about 4'11". If she weighed 90 pounds, it was a lot. I remember me standing up and I was going to head towards the pulpit, and she just put her finger right here and walked me out of the church. But half the congregation went with me, and I thought, how can this happen in the house of God? How can this be? And I never did really get an answer.
Shiffler uses his experiences as an example for the younger generation. He was the commander of the Jed Kendall VFW for 3 years and is involved in multiple veteran organizations. What does Veterans Day mean to you?
Everything. 2 days. Memorial and Veterans Day. Veterans Day is when we get a chance to shine.
Shiffler hopes the next generation of veterans will get their chance to shine and keep the VFW alive.